year we discovered through Brian's story that we can still live our potential in spite of being away from loved ones during the Christmas season. We also discovered that we can still overcome the challenge of being away from them during this very important special time of year. Now we move on to a different kind of holiday season challenge. A very different challenge that might surprise you, which is how to handle over the Christmas period being surrounded by lots of relatives, being surrounded by lots of family. How do you handle that during this very special holiday season? And I've received a letter from a person in Talisai, Cebu, and he writes, "Katy, happy holidays. I'm Elijah, a father to two beautiful daughters, Eleanor and Emerald. My wife is the best thing that happened to me until I've met my in-laws. Well, you see, I have been content seeing them every now and then, but spending the holidays with them is a different story. The reason why I'm not always at ease with them is that because I've never felt that warmth since the day I asked for their daughter's hand. The past 6 years of our marriage have been just awesome, except for the part where my parents and my in-laws gather for the holidays. This must be a bit of a cliche, but my in-laws have been so cold towards me that smiling is the only gesture I can seem to afford. I'd be more than willing to get to know them better so I can be a better son-in-law in return. Please don't get me wrong. I just want to stop dreading the holidays, not to mention the gift-giving part. It becomes awkward instead of fun. I only need a way to somehow bridge our gap and prove that I can take care of their daughter and my family are the best way possible, and that they can trust me whatever their hesitations are. I must have the funniest situation, but this can turn out to be a nightmare for me. Let me also just tell you that every time my wife asks me things like, "How are you getting along with Dad? I saw you two hovering over the barbecue grill." And all I say is, "We're fine, he's cool," or "Your mum's really nice." This can't go on forever. I need to have that connection. After all, the holidays are about family. Thanks, Katy. Would appreciate your advice, Elijah. Elijah, I love the fact that you've sent a letter about a different kind of holiday challenge, and it takes a lot of bravery to kind of admit that it can be tiresome, it can be challenging over the holiday season, you know, being surrounded by relatives. And I'm sure that there's the tendency for all of us to want to kind of impress our in-laws over the Christmas period, or want to impress our relatives that we don't see 24/7 all year round. But my advice would be to you, number one, is that I can tell you really have a respect for your in-laws, which is great, and to keep having that respect, to keep helping them, to keep doing what your wife advises you to do with them, in terms of communicating with them. But at the same time, I would advise you not to feel like you've got anything to prove to them. You know, just continue being yourself and not worry about, you know, what other relatives think of you, how you're behaving. Because if you worry too much about it and want to prove yourself, you're going to feel self-conscious, and then it's going to affect your mingling and times with them, relaxing. And maybe communicate, you know, with your wife the fact that you do really care about her parents and how you feel about it. Don't be scared to talk to her about how you feel. And from my experience in Christmas, I have a lot of relatives, and normally every Christmas we have to meet with both sides of the family. My mum's side of the family and my dad's side of the family growing up, and sometimes it can be challenging because you don't see your relatives all year round, and they can have expectations of what you should be for them or what presents you should give them. But I would say to you, just, you know, be led by your heart, be led by your instincts, be led by your intuition, and continue, being yourself, and just, enjoy the holiday season, enjoy the precious moments with them, remembering that it only comes once a year, so you don't have anything to lose, really. And from a funny kind of angle, this letter really reminds me of the movie Monster-in-Law with Jennifer Lopez. We see what happens when we try so hard to be approved by our partner's family. We see it to an extreme. It ends up in disaster when we try too hard to please them rather than just being ourselves and being honest with them about how we feel. So yeah, that would be my advice to you, and I hope you have a lot of fun during the holiday season. I hope you eat lots of food. I hope you eat lots of lechon. I hope you get to experience the beautiful beaches here in the Philippines with your family, and yeah, have a party time.
After a heartfelt story of life alone from family and being oceans apart from home, we look at the third part of Katy's conversation with friend Katy Borromeo, a woman of grace and independence, and Z Lifestyle's managing editor. We realize that although the thought of being alone seems like a mournful sound, we can use it to our advantage and discover our strengths in a way only we can do without the help of others.
Katy, are there any words of wisdom that you would really like to share?
I think it's just really knowing yourself. At the end of the day, you have to be honestly true to yourself, because it's a personal journey, and I mean, other people can only go so far as to helping you, but then you'll really have yourself to work on. So I guess that's that, and you're surrounding yourself with good people and nurturing people, and then you just grow from there.
Okay, cool. And by the way, words of wisdom is a word for all ages, right? Because you don't have to be old to be wise. You as, young and savvy. And you have wisdom too, right?
I don't know. Thank you, though.
Today has been such an inspiring day as we have discovered that we can enjoy the holiday season, whether we're with loved ones or away from loved ones. We've also discovered that we play the biggest role in shaping our own success in life, and we do not have to be reliant on others to discover our talents and find fulfillment in our lives. If you would like to discover more about what makes you irreplaceable and what your talents are, you can find a lot more discussed in my book, Irreplaceable, which you can find online. I am always ready to hear your story. Feel free to email me at irreplacableutv@gmail.com or have a free-flowing conversation with me on Facebook or Twitter. You can find our Facebook page by typing in Irreplaceable UTV. Our next episode is all about imagining exciting possibilities for 2013. And finally, a big thank you to the Marco Polo Plaza Cebu. This is an exquisite hotel right near Cebu City with amazing mountain views, and some of the suites even have their own kitchen, and you can find them at their website at marcopoloplazacebu.com. This has been a wonderful time. I'm Coach Katy, and I look forward to an irreplaceable year.